Thanks for joining us. I'm Gabe with Backwoods Pursuit. Today we're going to do a hunting clothing review on this Catch and Release Camo. It's a newer camo company out there that we've been testing, so I wanted to bring you some information on that. They fit the market for some of the best hunting clothing on a budget, so if you're looking to not spend a ton of money, they are some of the best camo for the money that I've been able to find. Some really good stuff here. They really stand behind their product and a good local company to support. So check these guys out. I'll put a link in the description to these, and we always appreciate it when you hit that subscribe button for us and follow us on our Facebook and Instagram accounts, and check out our website backwoodspursuit.com for a lot of other gear reviews. Got a ton more content over there, so check that out and let's get started. Alright, so first up, let's go over the 5 pieces here that I've been playing with and testing. I've got the 4-way stretch base layer here, and then the QL M2 early season set, which is the top and the bottom, and then the DWR set, which is the later season set. DWR treated, so it's fleece lined, so it's going to be a little bit warmer. So these are 100% polyester as far as the 4-way stretch here, so it's really a base layer. It doesn't have any odor mitigating properties to it, so you do have that. I believe it retails about $25, so it's not, it's not your real super expensive base layer type of a thing, but it does a good job. It's super comfortable, nice and cool, good for early season and as a base layer. The QL M2 set here, QL stands for Quiet and Light, is your early season archery type of a setup. As you can see here, this is just a crew. This again is the 4-way stretch. It's a crew piece, and then this here, the early season, this is the second layer, would you basically be a mid layer. It's a quarter zip, and it's a nice quarter zip there, and it also has a chest pocket, so if you like to put your calls or whatnot in there, it does a good job. The M2 is the camo pattern, so QL Quiet and Light M2 is how they came up with that name, and it's a mid-weight secondary layer, good for early season archery. It's the same material as the pants here, and these pants are super comfortable. They've got some elastic in the waistband there, so they run small, medium, large type of sizes. It's one of the ways that they're able to keep the cost down to you, so to not have to have specific sizing, but that does also make them very, very comfortable. A similar way First Light does their guide pants. They've got the elastic in the waist there, so it's super, super comfortable. It feels a lot like those athletic pants, that sort of thing. So super comfortable there, and you got 2 pockets on the back, 2 zip pockets for whatever you might need on the back, the wallet or whatnot. So real nice there, and then you do have also zippered pockets on the front here. Open that up there. 2 zippered pockets on the legs here on both sides, and so you can store whatever you need to, hat or gloves, that sort of thing, in that portion. And I was able to use these on some nice warm hikes for scouting this year here, and they are just super, super comfortable. Really do a good job there. The DWR set here, this is actually the kids set. The kids, they come in, all these come in kids and adult sizes, and so this one here was one my son was testing out and using. They are fleece lined, as you can see here, so they are going to be too warm typically for your early season, but again, they do have some elastic on the sides, and so they're just really comfortable. He really enjoyed using these. And again, pockets on both sides here. And really one of the cool things about this camo is that Catch and Release has an awesome kids program with all of these pieces here. So if your kid, as the kids do, they grow fast, so it's expensive to keep them in camo throughout their growing. So when your kid outgrows this, he gives you a 50% credit towards a new set, and so you can go ahead and upgrade to the next size without breaking the bank again once you've picked up your set. So that's really awesome. On the jacket here, just your YKK zippers. You got 2 front pockets here. They're buttoned here, and then you do have a unzipped hood here, so you can take the hood off if you don't like to have the hood, or just have a scenario where you don't want that. And my son has just really enjoyed this. He can't wait to use it whenever we go out. So he's really loved having that DWR set. Now the DWR set is not considered waterproof, but it is almost waterproof. The seams are not sealed, so that's really where it comes from, but there is a waterproof breathable membrane in there, and so it's very nearly waterproof. It does a really good job of repelling moisture that way. So let's get into some of the sizing on these now. I typically wear a size large t-shirt and about a 33 waist in the pants, 33, 32 in the pants. For this base layer, I went a little bit on the more snug side. I could have gone with a large, but I went with a medium on this, and that just fit well as a base layer underneath this next piece here, the size large. So I went with a size large in the QL M2 top, just because I wanted to have a little bit extra room to be able to layer underneath that. In the pants, and now one thing to mention before I get on this, all these comes in a set for the most part. So when we pick up a set, you get say a size large or a size medium. Well, for me, I went with a large top and a medium pant. So if you need to do that, you just put that in the comments on the order section and they can get you squared away in that regard. But on the pants here, it has a 33, 32. I went with a medium, and that fit a little bit better as far as the waist, and that wasn't so big that it would fall off me, but it fit really nice that way, and didn't fall off and stayed where it needed to. So that was real nice and comfortable. On the kids sizing, let's see, we've got my 8-year-old used these. He's a pretty standard size 8-year-old, and he went with the 10 to 12 size pants. He tried a couple on. Kid size is obviously real tough, so ideally you go off their sizing chart and he can get you squared away that way. And then in the jacket, he also went with the 10 to 12 size in the jacket, and those fit him really well. So I'm going to throw on this shirt and then show you how the size works here as far as the medium and the large. Alright, so here is the medium. Again, I typically wear a size large in a t-shirt, but the medium fit me here. Like I mentioned, it is on the tighter side, but I did it on purpose so it didn't cause me any problems when I went to layer. Because I archery hunt primarily, and that's what I'll be using this for, is I don't want a lot of extra bulk. So here in the QL M2 set, throwing this, again, size large, throwing this over the top, works really well that way, so you don't have any issues with having too much bulk and whatnot. And one other thing I forgot to mention is you do have your thumb loops here for your layering purposes. That is real nice if you like to use those, so when you're throwing a jacket on and whatnot, you just don't roll up your arms and whatnot. So they do have a nice cut, so they're not real snug, like say some of your First Sight Sitka is a little bit tighter around the forearm, but it's real bulky, so it's not going to be in the way of archery shooting and that sort of thing. And you can see this is a little more baggy here, so I've got plenty of room here to be real nice and comfortable. I could even layer another shirt underneath here really super easily. Alright, throwing the pants on here, you can see these just are a really good fit for me. Lengthwise, I don't have any issues with length. I'm again 34, 32, 33, 32, 32, 32. It's all going to fit you really well in this size medium. Real nice and comfortable, not too snug anywhere. It is slightly tapered at the ankle, but not too much. You do have a little bit extra room here, but not a whole lot. There's not going to be anything in excess there, and the pockets are nice and accessible here. So just a real nice, basic camo set that's not going to cost you a ton, and they do a good job of providing you quality. Now, with all these sets here, they all come with a full replacement warranty. So if you do have any issues with them, you get in touch with them. They'll send them in. They'll either fix them, repair them, or send you new products if it ends up being some kind of defect or whatnot. So then they really do stand behind the products. I really appreciate that. So even with a more of a budget-friendly camo line, you can still have that warranty and still be covered if something does go wrong. Now, one last thing I did want to mention here in this video is one issue I did have with these QL M2 pants. After using them for a bit, I did notice, I'll bring this into the camera here so you can see a little bit of some fraying on some of the stitching right here. Oops, sorry about that. Some fraying right in the stitching right there. And so I talked to, this kind of more speaks to the company and how good a job they do as far as taking care of people. I talked to Oscar over there, or Moosey is his nickname, the owner of Catch and Release Camo, and told him what was going on, and he confirmed to say, we just found out about this issue and we've redesigned the pant already to remove that stitching from down there in that area down by your boots where you're going to have more abrasion from kicking yourself, or your legs brushing together, brushing against bushes and that kind of thing. So they've already redesigned these pants, and I know what they're going to do as far as redesigning that, moving that stitching up, folding the pant leg up so that that doesn't, those stitches aren't exposed to that high abuse area. So it really speaks to the company. They listen to the customers. They certainly take care of you if you do have an issue. So wanted to point that out. It was one thing that one issue I did have, but also the company really took care of it, and they've already made design changes on that. So props to them on that. Again, they're a newer camo company, so you're learning along the way, learning what works and what doesn't, making changes. That's all you can ask from a company. So props to them. Thanks for joining us here today. Drop any comments or questions down in there on this Catch and Release Camo. I love supporting some good local companies like that, and they do a great job. So go check them out. Link down in the description. We'll see you next time.